video is covering our recent road trip to Gruyeres, Switzerland and Annecy, France. So I'm putting this video under the 4-day weekend trips, but it's pushing it a little bit for a 4-day and might be better to take an extra day on one or both ends to break up the drive and account for traffic. We started off leaving right after work on a Thursday night and driving to an Airbnb just outside of Gruyeres. This B&B was perfect for our family and just adorable. It was a very old Swiss chalet on a farm with black-nosed sheep and Bernese mountain dogs. They offered a farm-fresh breakfast with homemade yogurt, cheese, breads, and jams, and it was so yummy. They also had the cutest little play area that we had to pry Levi away from when it was time to leave. The host of our B&B told us about a few pretty areas to stop and see en route to Annecy, including this covered bridge hike and the town of Ivoire, or Ivory in English. We will come back to this later in the video. Gruyeres was a touristy town, but so beautiful and well worth a visit. It's also home to my favorite type of cheese. If you're in Gruyeres, be sure to eat at the chalet and get the fondue with the bread, potatoes, pickles, and onions. It was the best cheese I've ever tasted. Gruyeres is also home to the H.R. Giger Museum, which made my brother and my cousin very jealous. If you're a sci-fi fan, it's worth checking out to see some of the original Alien movie props. Most of the art here was really disturbing, and it's definitely not a place for young kids. Next, we drove along the south of Lake Geneva, or Lac Léman, and we stopped in Ivoire. This town was voted one of the most beautiful in France. It was adorable, and I wish we had more time to spend walking through the streets and sitting by the water. We then made it down to Annecy on Friday evening and met up with our friends. We split an Airbnb on the south part of the lake, which ended up being a really great spot. It was right next to the bike rental / coffee shop where we rented our bikes on Saturday morning and spent the day cruising around the lake. Pro tip, make a reservation for lunch, which we did not do. We took turns swapping date nights in the town, and Ryan and I had the best ice cream of our lives at this little shop, which I'll link in the video details. The town of Annecy is so pretty with its waterfront park and all the little waterways running along the picturesque streets. The town is basically all restaurants, so you won't be hurting for some good food. On Sunday, Ryan and I started the morning at sunrise. I had my coffee out on the paddleboard while Ryan explored via drone. Later that afternoon, the crew decided to get out on the water and we rented a paddle boat and tried to check out some of the little caves along the shoreline. The caves themselves were underwhelming, but it was great being out on the water. The next morning, we started our journey home, but stopped in Geneva to check out the town. It was also really cute and someplace I might like to come back to one day. We did a little drive by the UN building, which was kind of neat to see. The drive home was really long, especially since we hit some heavy traffic. If I were to do this trip again, I would make sure to break up both the drive to and from Annecy. We did this trip with our neighbors and good friends, and we had an absolutely awesome time. If you want more 4-day travel ideas, be sure to hit the subscribe button and check out some of the other videos we've made in this series.